Hi, everyone, and welcome to Simple Marketing Academy. This is where solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and very small business owners come to learn simple, cost effective marketing strategies and tactics that they can implement quickly and easily and will result in growing their businesses, gaining more clients, and also increasing their revenue. My name is Jill Fox, and I'm the owner of Fox Social Media. And my company's been helping businesses, practices, and brands to both market and advertise online for the last 12 years now. And I'm so excited to have both my show and podcast by the same name, Simple Marketing Academy, so that I can help all of you as well. So let's get started. So today we're going to talk about a topic that isn't marketing, but is probably something that has happened to all of you solopreneurs and small business owners, and you're probably looking for some tactics and strategies to deal with this. And that is not being paid by a client when they owe you money. This topic is different for very small business owners like us in that we don't have an entire team. We can't afford a collection agency, and we don't have access to the resources that some of the very big companies have when they face these situations. A lot of times for us, having fewer customers or clients than a very big business, the amount of money we're missing makes a bigger impact on our life than that same amount of money would to a big company as well. Besides the fact it's just not okay. This has happened to me twice in my entire 12 years working as working in the B2B industry. So I serve other businesses and help them do their marketing. I actually do it all for them. I have amazing clients. They are wonderful people. I am very, very fortunate. And I have only had this happen twice in 12 years. Once was a very long time ago, and I did recoup the money. The second time is more recent, and I guess that's what kind of has this on my mind right now. So I'm going to tell you what I did in the past and what I will do again in the future if I need to. The first thing I want to say is make sure you have a contract. You have to have a contract with everyone you do work with, whether it's an individual or a business. Make sure you have a contract and that it is signed by both you and the other party, and that it states exactly what work you're going to do for them, how much they're going to pay you, and when they're going to pay you. That's got to be cut and dry and in writing. That's number one. Number two, let's say somebody missed a payment. It's been a couple weeks, you haven't gotten paid. Resend the invoice. Most times, most people are good. And most times it just got lost in their email, got lost in the shuffle. They forgot, a lot going on. Resend the invoice with a reminder that payment is due today, or whatever the date is that passed. And if you hear back from them and they pay you right away, that's awesome, and be done with it. And don't even think about it in the future. I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding or not even a misunderstanding, but they just overlooked it. So it's a non-issue. Now, let's say they do not answer you. Okay. Then you're going to send a second email, and it's going to be a little bit more, a little stronger. This time you're going to say, you missed the payment. I need it immediately. Please make the payment today. Attach the invoice. And if you, again, don't hear back, the next thing you're going to do is call them. If they pick up, great. If they don't, you're going to text them. You're going to keep this up until you get a hold of them, because you will get a hold of them if you keep it up. So let's say they jump on the line with you and they tell you something is wrong. This is a good time, regardless of what it is at this point. This is a good time to say, okay, if you can, give them a little bit of extra time to pay you. If it's something big, if somebody had surgery in their family, or they got in an accident or anything like that, absolutely keep working with them and support them as best you can. Good people will pay you. That's the bottom line. They will. And people that have questionable ethics, a lot of times will keep trying not to pay you, but we're not giving them that as an option. So let's say they just tell you, oh, I don't have any money. I can't pay you. Again, not a good excuse, but you can give them a couple weeks and say, well, let me give you a few more weeks. Let's, touch base again. Please have the payment to me in 2 weeks. But if they carry this on, a recent situation I've been in, the person didn't pay and tried to ignore my emails, got a hold of the person, and I'll pay you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks came and went. I'll pay you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks came and went. And then it was excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And it's not okay. My ethics are different than that. If I owe someone money, I pay it, and I pay it on time. So I expect others to do the same. I expect them to abide by the contract we signed and take care of this payment. Once you get to the point where that keeps happening, you've got to send a very stern, strong email stating, if you don't pay me by this date, I will take further action. And you got to send that. You've got to send it so that you can tell, your email server can tell if they read it. If you want to, send a certified letter. It's only going to cost you a couple dollars to send a certified letter. Make a return receipt requested, have them sign for it. So you can do those two things as well. Now, let's say that they still don't pay you, and you get the, in 2 weeks, sorry, I ran out of money, or I have this problem or that problem, and the excuses. When the excuses keep adding up, after you've sent that drop dead date, if they still haven't paid you, then what you want to do is take further action. Don't let it slide. Don't feel bad. This is an obligation they've created and they need to meet. They know that. This is an obligation you would meet. Do not let them off the hook regardless of the amount of money. It's not okay. So what you want to do next is you want to take action. So you tell them, look, if you don't give it, if I don't have that payment in hand or in my bank account, however they pay you by X date, then I will be taking action, which will include filing a complaint against you with the Better Business Bureau, filing a complaint with all the agencies that you are licensed by. And if that doesn't do it, the next thing you're going to do is file a claim in small claims court. Small claims court is for civil cases, and I believe, check me on this, all states may be different, but I believe they're under $10,000 in value. So it's going to cost you, I want to say maybe $150 to file a claim in small claims court. You can add that cost into the cost of what the person already owes you, and you can file that, let it go through the process, and hopefully they'll pay you before it ever actually goes to court. But there is a chance it could get that far and you may have to show up. But the bottom line is, don't accept this. It's just not okay. You're going to find, let me rephrase that. What I found is that you'll have people that are so ethical that no matter what is going on in their life, even if legitimately they could ask you for a little bit of time, won't do it. They're just going to pay you every single time. And that's the vast majority of my wonderful clients. They're awesome people. And, I have no doubt that these are ethical, good people. But when somebody takes you through this, I'm going to pay you in 2 weeks, and then it comes and goes, and then there's another excuse and another excuse and another excuse. This is not an ethical person. So we don't always catch that when we're choosing our client or accepting our clients, I should say. I have really strong feelings about that. It's important to let your values guide your way when choosing clients. And again, we don't always get it right in the beginning. But once you figure out somebody is unethical, or once they stop paying you, make sure you stop working for them immediately. Don't do any more work. Now, the only caveat to that is the person who may have been in an accident, something happened, help them along the way as much as you can. That's a whole different situation. I'm talking about the excuse makers who just don't want to pay. The other thing I want to tell you is, don't look at any amount as being petty or small. That's what people that are unethical sometimes will do is, it's just this amount of money or just that amount of money. The past person that I worked briefly for that I had to take further action on only owed me $250. A lot of it to me is the principle. And I think that it's important for us to stick to our guns and make sure that we are requiring people who do work for us to meet their obligation just as we do to them. Now, once you stop working for someone, no matter good or bad, no matter what, be ethical. Make sure that you pass over to them all of their passwords, or like in my case, it would be passwords and information and photos, anything that I've done that they paid me for. I want to make sure they've got control of it all. They understand what I've been doing so that they can take it over. So it's also my job, no matter the situation, to pass that all over to the person after they've paid their bill. Don't do it until they've paid you in full, if there's someone that's holding out on you. So, but once that's done, no matter if we end on good terms or not, which I've never had somebody not end on good terms in 12 years, even the person I had to really push to get the money from, but you still want to do that and make sure you're doing all the ethical things to pass back over that business to the now former client. So I think it's really important that you stick to your guns, that you go through the process. It's not comfortable. It's not always fun. It's not fun at all. I shouldn't say always fun. It's not fun at all. However, it can be necessary. And to have a successful business, you're going to have to do this sometimes when you come across these kind of people. So, it just teaches you a lesson. In my case, it gave me a great topic for a video today, since it was so much on my mind. But, you just make sure that you do the right thing and you follow through and you get that money, because you will, and I will too. So if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me or talk to me about, you can reach me at jillwfox.com. And I've got contact information, all kinds of things on there. So I hope that this was helpful to you. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. And if you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to me anytime, or small business marketing questions, even better. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next episode.